This video will show you how to make corrections to OASIS that have been processed and sent to your state repository. We will cover how to make corrections to OASIS that have been accepted and need to be resubmitted with corrections, as well as OASIS that have been rejected. Prerequisites to this training are that the OASIS will need to be sent electronically and received by the state. Also, users must have knowledge of the OASIS correction policy. This can be found by visiting the following website. For OASIS that have been accepted by the state repository, an inactivation or correction would need to be done to make any changes to the record submitted. The difference between an inactivation and correction depend on the type of questions being changed. There are key field questions, which are MOVE 30, 32, 40, 64, 66, 69, 90, 100, and 906. Any changes to these questions require an inactivation of the original OASIS submitted and the creation of a new OASIS to replace the record. For changes to other questions or non-key fields in the OASIS, a correction can be sent to accompany the original OASIS. To perform an inactivation in the Healthcare Assistant, go to the OASIS that requires the key field change and click on the Unlock button. You will receive a warning informing you that the record is marked as exported and possibly sent to the state. You will then click Yes to continue. There are different methods of making the change to the OASIS depending on which key field is being changed. For MOVE 30, 32, 69, 90, and 906, the information can be changed directly from within the OASIS record. For MOVE 40, 64, and 66, the data would have to be changed from the patient record and then updated using the Updated Data button. This button is located on the MOVE 63 through MOVE 90 tab. This option will update the OASIS data with the current information entered in the patient file. For example, the patient's name will be updated from the current name entered in the patient demographic screen. If the name was previously misspelled, it can be fixed in the patient record, and then the OASIS can be updated to reflect that change. This can be done for any of the fields that do not allow you to edit within the OASIS record. For this example, we will use patient Jack Daniels. We'll say that the patient's actual name is Jack Daniel. So I would have to go into the patient demographic screen and remove the S from the patient's last name. Then I would unlock the OASIS and choose option 1A. From there, I would go to the MOVE 63 MOVE 90 tab and click the Update Data button. I will respond yes to the prompt and the data in my OASIS will be updated. From here, I can lock the OASIS and submit this to the state to report the changes. Whenever a key field is changed, the program will automatically create an inactivation record of the original OASIS and allow you to correct the OASIS that will be replacing the inactivated record. When an OASIS submission file is being created, you will see the inactivation at the top of the list when processing OASIS records. Then you will also see the corrected OASIS that is replacing the inactivated record in the list. For MOVE 100, the OASIS would need to be inactivated using unlock reason number 2, and then submitted to the state. Then after the inactivation is accepted, the OASIS and status record would need to be deleted, and then the new OASIS with the correct RFA would need to be created and submitted. For example, if a recertification was accidentally done instead of a resumption of care, you would inactivate the recertification and submit the inactivation. Then once the final validation report is received stating that the inactivation was accepted, the user can continue to delete the OASIS and status record from the software, then replace the information with a correct status record in OASIS. In this case, it would be a resumption of care. To make corrections to non-key fields of OASIS that were accepted by the state repository, choose option 1B after unlocking. You will receive a message stating that the program will make a copy of the OASIS and increment the sequence by 1. Each OASIS starts off with a sequence number of 00. Each time an OASIS is unlocked and option 1B is chosen, the sequence will increase by 1. This indicates the number of corrections for this OASIS record. Make the required corrections and lock the OASIS to prepare for resubmission. After an OASIS has been submitted electronically, you will receive an initial feedback and final validation report that will inform you of any accepted and rejected OASIS. In the case of any rejected OASIS, the OASIS would have to be unlocked in the healthcare assistant software and then corrected based on the rejection reason prior to resubmitting. This can be done by either resetting an entire batch if all OASIS were rejected, or unlocking individual OASIS records by patient if only a few OASIS from the batch were rejected. For instance, if all records receive a fatal file error indicating that the HHA ID in the header record of the submission file does not match the HHA ID that corresponds to the login ID used, this would require the entire batch to be reset. Then the submitter ID listed in the OASIS electronic receiver setup would have to be changed to the assigned agency ID assigned by CMS. Then the file would have to be recreated to include the changes made and then resubmitted. In the situation where the batch was accepted but individual OASIS were rejected, you would have to navigate the OASIS and then unlock the record and choose option 4. For example, you may encounter a fatal file error that states, inconsistent MU16 value. The branch ID submitted in this assessment does not match the state database. This would first have to be corrected in the office's location setup under the Agency Setup Information option. Then the OASIS would need to be unlocked and option 4 must be selected to change the OASIS from active exported to active open. Then click on the Update Data button located on MU63, MU90. Verify that the correction was made and then lock the OASIS to prepare for resubmission. There are also cases where users may accidentally submit a correction 1B OASIS when the OASIS was rejected originally and never accepted. If this happens, the user will receive a fatal error on the initial validation report stating, no matching record was found in the database for the submitted correction. If this happens, the user would need to return the OASIS to the original sequence of 00. To do this, the OASIS would need to be unlocked and option 4 must be selected. Then the user would need to delete the OASIS record, and as long as there is a sequence of 01 or higher, the original OASIS will stay intact. Then unlock the original OASIS, choosing option 4, and make the corrections. After the corrections have been made, lock and prepare for resubmission. For more information on OASIS corrections and error messages, log on to the following websites.